In this tutorial, I will explain how to make different visualizations using GGPLOT. GGPLOT is one package that is used in R, and the main purpose of using GGPLOT is to improve visualizations, different graphs and plots. The first step is to install this package, and for that we use this command, that's install.packages and ggplot. And once you have installed this package, then the next thing is to require it. So you can either write here require, or you can write library and then run it, and this package will be invoked and it will be ready to use. Now when we'll be using ggplot, a general approach is this one, although there will be some variations, but in general we use this command that's called ggplot, and then we write the name of data. So for example, if we are using our iris data, I will write here iris, and then aesthetics, which is represented by AES, and here the name of variable x variable, and if there is also a y variable, then y variable name. So the name of x variable and the name of y variable here, and then here's a plus sign, which means we are moving to the next line, and in the next line you write here geometry and the name of the plot. So for example, if you are making a histogram, you will write here geom underscore histogram. If you are making a bar plot, it will be geom underscore bar plot. If you are making a scatter plot, it will be geom underscore point. And then we also add here colors and fill, etc. And these functions are slightly different from the basic version of R. Then in the third line we can add title, and for title we need to add here gg title, and then within parentheses and within double quotes we write title and then again plus sign. And then this is about background. I'll be explaining it very soon. So in general, this is our general approach that is used, although there will be some variations, but in general we'll be using this one. So we'll be using this data, that's empty cars, because we are very much familiar with this one. It's already built in R, so you just run this one and then attach it. And the first one that we are going to make is scatter plot. And for scatter plot, I will be using this command. This is a very simple command. This one, it's a very simple command that's of 2 lines only, which means ggplot, and then the name of data is empty cars, and then in aesthetics, x is equal to our x variable is horsepower and y variable is mileage per gallon, and then 2 parentheses and then plus sign, and when you hit enter, then geom point. Now point here refers to scatter plot, and if I run this command, it's a very basic type of command. Let's say if I run it, it has made this scatter plot. Here we have horsepower and here we have mileage per gallon, and we can add here many things. So for instance, let's say if we add here color, if I say the color is the boundary is red, okay, and this is color, and let's say if we want to add here title, then I will add here plus and I will hit enter and I will write here gg title, and the title could be scatter plot. And again, if I run it, you see it appears here scatter plot. And then if I want to add here more information like x lab, I can write here horsepower, and we can also add here more information about y labels. So this is how we add here X lab, and that's horsepower, plus Y lab, mileage. So you can see here over here commands are slightly different from the basic version of R. Now the last one is this background. As you can see, the background is gray, and if I want to change it, then I will use this command, that's theme. We have two options. One option is black and white. Let me try this one first. If I try black and white and if I run it, it gives me this one. So you see that gray color is gone from the background. There is also another option that's called minimal, theme minimal, and then parentheses open and close. And when I run it, you see the boundary is also gone. So that's all about scatter plot. Again, this is the very basic command, and the rest is cosmetic aesthetics. Then the next one is box plot, and for box plot again I'll be using this data, that's empty cars, and this is the basic command for box plot, which means ggplot, the name of file that contains our data, and aesthetics, y is equal to mpg, that's mileage per gallon, and then here plus sign, and then in the next line it's geom box plot. So here's the difference. For scatter plot it was point, but for box plot it is geom underscore box plot and then parentheses. And if I run it, it makes a very basic type of box plot. And of course we can add more information here. We can add here color, and we can fill it. Okay, and the next thing could be that you can add here title, and again, you know, for title I'll be using this GG title. So you can see here this appears here, a box plot, and we can also then refine this background, and for that I'll be using this theme minimal. As you can see here that dark or gray color in the background is gone. So this is about box plot. Again, this is a very simple command for box plot, and the rest is aesthetics. Now the next one is histogram, and for histogram again I'll be using this command, which means ggplot, and the name of data is empty cars, and the variable that I want to make histogram for is mpg, so aesthetics, and within parentheses x is equal to mileage per gallon, and then in the next one geom underscore histogram. Now again, here in the earlier one it was box plot, but here it's histogram, and then bin width is equal to 5, color is purple, fill, and theme is minimal. And if I run this command, it makes this type of histogram. And as you can see, these histograms, they are aesthetically more appealing. All these visuals, whether it's a scatter plot, it's a box plot, it's a histogram, they are more appealing than those made in simple version of R. Then the next one is bar plot. Again, for bar plot, I'm using this data. This is the command, the basic command, which means ggplot empty cars, that's the name of data, aesthetics, x is equal to variable is cylinders, how many cylinders are there, and then in the next one is geom underscore bar, and again you see the differentiating feature here is bar. Earlier it was histogram, box plot, and point. Over here it's bar. So this is a very simple command for bar plot, and if I run it, we can if I run it, it makes this type of bar plot. But again, you know, we have to add here some cosmetic elements. So for instance, let's say if I write here color is equal to blue, and maybe fill is equal to green, And then we can add here more information. Just add here plus, and then in the next line you can add here GG title, and that will bring here a title. And then you can also add here X lab and Y lab, that will refine the name of these axes, horizontal and vertical axis. And then at the end you can also add this theme minimal, which means this gray color background will be eliminated. Now the next one is stacked plot. Now stacked plot is the one in which we use more than one qualitative variables. So for instance, last time in using RStudio we used this data file, that's promotion file, and we made a stacked bar plot. A simple command for this one is this, that is ggplot, and then name of file, and then aesthetics is one variable, and then fill with other variable. If you want more information about this data, please watch that video that I made earlier, that's making these visualization in basic R version. So this is X is location and fill is purchase, which means that will be stacked with this one. And then here we have geom bar. So that's the simple version. So this command is a very simple command, basic command that will make a stacked bar plot. So if I run it, you see it has made a very beautiful stacked bar plot, although we didn't specify any color. But this library ggplot, this package, it can make much better visualization. So over here you can see here, this is one region, Midwest, Northeast, Southwest, and purchase related decisions, they appear here. And of course we can add here more information. We can add here information about title. Our next visualization is bubble plot, and for bubble plot I'm using a different file which I imported into R, and the name of this file is bubble file. It's the same data that we used in an earlier video, and that's about, there are three variables, one is screen time and study time and then GPA. So the basic command is this one, that's ggplot, and then the name of file, that's bubble file, aesthetics, X, one variable is screen time, other variable is study time, and then we will be using geom point, and then in aesthetics size is equal to GPA, that's a third variable, and color could be anything. And then we also add here theme, and if I run it, it makes this type of bubble plot. And as you can see here, there's screen time here, study time here, and then there is GPA, and the size of these bubbles, it represents GPA. And the last one is violin plot. For violin plot, it's a different type of plot. I'll be using a data that's iris, we are familiar with this one, and the basic command is this one, that is ggplot, and then iris, that's name of data file, and then aesthetics is species, that's one variable, qualitative variable, and y is sepal length, that's a quantitative variable. And I want to make a geom violin plot, and if I run it, so here's a very simple violin plot. And of course we can add here more information. So for example, we can also add here color is equal to red and fill is equal to suppose green, and then we can also add here title, and that's in GG title, and that's a violin plot. So that's violin plot, and then you can also refine here by adding X lab, Y lab, and Let me experiment with this thing with a function that's called stat summary. I will add here stat summary. It's stat underscore summary, and here let's say function is equal to mean, and let's say if I run it, so you can see here mean appears here, and so these circles, these black color circles in the plot, they represent mean. You can also change it with median, so that's median, but let's go with mean. And if I want to add here more information, for instance, I can say geom is equal to point, which means I want to change the shape of these circles, and if I run it, I see the shape of these circles, there has been a change. And we can also add here size. First let me add here shape is equal to 23. So this 23, it represents this type of diamond shape or square shapes. And if you want to change the size, I will add here, let's say 2, and you can see that changes. So this is an important function whereby we can add more information to this violin plot. We can add here mean, we can add here median, and basically the idea of this violin plot is that it tells us, for example, these are the species, name of species. Here is Setosa species, and we see here there is too much width, or it means that around here at this point there is too much variation in our data. So this violin plot, it tells us about density of data, where your data is located. So for example, when I see here, I see it is densely located here, and I see much variation. And also I would see here that in this case this variation is around mean, but in this case, in case of other one, that's versicolor species, density is here and mean is here. So which means it gives me another piece of information. And the same thing can also be found here, that mean is here, and here is more density, which means data is more densely located here. And then we can add here more information, for instance theme minimal, and then it changes the background. So that's all about making different visualizations using ggplot. Again, the first step is to install this package ggplot, and then require it, call it, or use library function. And then this is a very general approach, although we always refine it, but in general the first line is about ggplot and the name of data, and then aesthetics, x variable, or if there's a y variable we can also use it, and then geom, name of plot. If it's a histogram, you will write here histogram. If it's a bar plot, write here bar plot. If it's a scatter plot, write here point. If it's a violin plot, write here violin. And then we add here some information about color and fill, and then using gg title to change title. And we can also add here information about x axis label and y axis label, and theme minimal to change background color.